Native English speakers are using words every single day that your English textbook never taught you. And every time you hear them, you're missing the entire conversation. Alex, I need to ask you something seriously. Have you ever been in a conversation with a native English speaker and understood every single grammar rule, every verb tense, every sentence structure, and still had absolutely no idea what they were saying to you?
Oh, 100%. I was talking to my coworker last week, and she said something was giving main character energy, and I just smiled and nodded. I had no idea what that meant. Zero.
That is exactly what we are talking about today, because this happens all the time. You study textbook English, you pass your tests, you understand the news, and then a real American person opens their mouth and says, "No cap, that party was bussin'," and your brain just stops working.
And here's the thing that nobody tells you. The gap between formal English and the English that people actually use every single day is massive. And it's getting wider because of social media. New words are spreading faster than ever.
So today, we are going to fill that gap. We have 15 trending English words that real Americans are using right now in real conversations, at work, with friends, on social media, everywhere. And we are going to explain what each one means, how to use it correctly, and when it is appropriate.
If you have ever felt left out of a conversation because everyone was laughing and you weren't sure why, this episode is for you.
Okay, let us start with the first group. I'm calling these the social energy words because they all describe feelings, moods, or the atmosphere of a situation. And Alex, the very first one is probably one you have already heard.
Hit me.
Vibe.
Oh yeah, vibe is everywhere. But I want to start here because a lot of learners think vibe just means feeling. It's actually more specific than that. A vibe is the general emotional atmosphere that a person, a place, or a situation gives off. It's almost like an invisible mood that you sense.
Right. So you can say, this coffee shop has a really cozy vibe. You're describing the overall feeling of the place. It's warm, it's quiet, it's relaxed. That's the vibe. And you can use it as a verb, too. We vibe means two people connect really naturally. They get along, they enjoy the same things. You could say, I really vibe with her. We like all the same music. Also, good vibes only is a very common phrase. You see it on Instagram, on t-shirts. It basically means only positive energy, only happy thoughts, no negativity.
Okay, and here is one that is related to vibe, but it is more specific. The word is low-key.
Oh, yes. Low-key is so useful.
Low-key means a little bit, or quietly, or secretly. It is used when you want to admit something without making a big deal of it. Like you slightly feel something, but you're not shouting it from the rooftops.
So I could say, I'm low-key obsessed with learning Spanish right now. It means I am genuinely really into it, but I'm saying it casually. I'm not being dramatic about it.
Exactly. Or, that movie was low-key really good. You were saying it was better than you expected, but you're keeping it cool. You're not being over the top about it.
And then there's the opposite. High-key. If low-key means you feel something, but you're quiet about it, high-key means you feel something strongly, and you're not hiding it at all.
So, I am high-key excited about this vacation. You were making no effort to hide how excited you are. It is very obvious, very open.
I think about it this way. Low-key is a whisper. High-key is a shout.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, word number 5, and this one is a big one. FOMO.
FOMO. This is an acronym. It stands for fear of missing out.
FOMO is that anxious feeling you get when you think other people are doing something fun and you're not there. You see your friends posting photos from a party you weren't invited to, and you get that uncomfortable, restless feeling. That's FOMO.
Social media made FOMO so much worse, by the way, because now you can see what everyone is doing all the time. There was actually a study published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that heavy social media use directly increases feelings of loneliness and FOMO, especially in young adults.
Which is kind of ironic, right? The apps that are supposed to connect you actually make you feel more left out.
Totally. And FOMO is now used in everyday English all the time. You can say, I have serious FOMO right now, or I skipped the party and immediately had FOMO when I saw the pictures. You can even use it as an adjective. I'm so FOMO about missing that concert.
Okay, and word number 5, adulting.
Oh, I love this one because it is so relatable.
Adulting is the act of doing responsible, grown-up tasks, especially tasks that feel boring, hard, or overwhelming. Things like paying bills, cooking your own meals, doing laundry, going to the dentist, filing taxes.
It is almost always used with a tone of mild suffering, like, I spent my whole Saturday adulting. I cleaned the apartment, went grocery shopping, and called my insurance company.
You use it when you want to acknowledge that you did something responsible, but it was not fun. There is a slightly dramatic, self-deprecating quality to it. Adulting is exhausting.
Or, I do not know how to adult. Can someone teach me? Which a lot of people feel, honestly.
Adulting is funny because it turns the noun adult into a verb. And English does this a lot with modern slang. It takes a noun and turns it into an action, which actually connects to something in linguistics. It's called denominal verb formation, and it's a really productive process in English.
And it makes the language feel alive, right? It's always growing.
All right, let us move into the second group. I'm calling these reaction and attitude words. These are the words people use to express how they feel about something or how well someone did something. Emma, word number 6?
Slay.
Okay, slay.
Originally, this word meant to kill, like in an old story, a knight slays a dragon. But in modern slang, slay means to do something exceptionally well, to absolutely crush it, to look amazing or perform brilliantly.
So you can say, she slayed that presentation. It means she nailed it. She was perfect. Everyone was impressed.
Or if someone walks in wearing a really great outfit, you are slaying today. You're complimenting their look. You're saying they look incredible.
And there's also just slay as a one-word reaction, like an exclamation. Someone tells you they got a promotion, you say, slay. It's like saying, yes, that's amazing. You killed it.
This word has been popular in Black American culture and drag culture for a very long time. It went mainstream largely through social media, especially TikTok and Twitter.
Which brings up something interesting. A lot of modern English words come from specific communities, especially from AAVE, African American Vernacular English, and from LGBTQ communities. These groups have always been incredibly creative with language, and because of social media, the words spread into mainstream use very quickly now.
It is worth knowing the origins of words, not just the definitions. It gives you a deeper understanding of the culture.
Word number 7, understood the assignment.
Oh, this one is so good. She understood the assignment means someone did exactly what was needed, perfectly. They read the room, they delivered, they got it completely right.
The assignment is like a job or a task or a social expectation. If you understood it, you aced it. You did not just meet the expectations, you exceeded them.
A good example, you see a celebrity at a red carpet event and they are wearing an outfit that perfectly matches the theme of the event. She understood the assignment. Or a soccer player scores in the final minute to win the championship. He understood the assignment.
You can also use the negative. They did not understand the assignment, which means they missed the mark completely. They failed to deliver what was expected.
Word number 8, no cap.
To cap in American slang means a lie. To cap means to lie. So no cap means no lie. I am being completely honest. This is real talk.
You usually use it to emphasize that you are being serious about something that might sound exaggerated. That burger was the best thing I have ever eaten in my life, no cap. You're saying, I know that sounds dramatic, but I genuinely mean it.
Or just at the end of a statement. This is the hardest class I have ever taken, no cap. It adds weight and sincerity to what you're saying.
And the opposite is capping, or you are capping, which means you are lying or I do not believe you. If someone says they ran a marathon with no training, you might say, you are capping.
I actually love learning these because when I'm studying French, I look for slang equivalents in French too, and it helps me understand the cultural mindset of both languages. Like the fact that Americans have this whole vocabulary around honesty and lying, cap, no cap, real talk, straight up, it tells you something about what Americans value culturally.
That is such a good point. Language is culture compressed into words.
Okay, word 9. It is giving.
This is one of my absolute favorites. It is giving means it reminds me of, or it has the energy of, or it feels like.
So you could look at someone's apartment decor and say, this is giving very 1970s. I love it. You mean it has that aesthetic, that feeling, that energy of the 70s.
Or, the weather today is giving summer vibes. It is warm and sunny, and it feels like summer.
It's also used to describe people. She is giving leading actress right now. She has that presence, that energy, that level of confidence of a movie star.
Sometimes people just shorten it and say, it is giving, and then trail off, because the meaning is implied. Like, look at that sunset. It is giving. Full stop. It is so beautiful, it gives you all the feelings, and that's all you need to say.
Grammatically, this is interesting. It uses the present continuous tense in a really creative way. It is giving, in standard grammar, would need an object, giving what? But in the slang version, the lack of an object is actually the point. The thing is giving so much that you cannot even name it.
That is a beautiful linguistic observation, honestly. Okay, word number 10, Rizz.
Oh, Rizz. Okay, so Rizz is one of those words that just exploded in the last couple of years. It means natural charm, especially the ability to attract someone romantically. It's short for charisma.
If someone has Rizz, they can walk into a room and immediately make people like them. They are charming, smooth, effortlessly attractive. Think of that one person in your friend group who can talk to anyone and everyone loves them. That person has Rizz.
You can use it in different ways. He has so much Rizz. Or you can say someone rizzed up another person, meaning they used their charm to attract them. He rizzed her up at the coffee shop.
There's also W-Rizz, which means excellent Rizz, and L-Rizz, which means bad Rizz, basically no charm at all. W stands for win, and L stands for loss.
Here's something interesting about Rizz from a language learning perspective. This word is short for charisma, but the shortening is not at the beginning of the word. It keeps the middle part, the R-is sound, from charisma. That is not a typical English abbreviation pattern, and it shows how creative language gets when it is driven by communities online.
And it spread globally so fast. I was talking to my Spanish study partner in Mexico City, and she already knew what Rizz meant from TikTok. That is how fast language moves now.
Okay, we're in the home stretch. The last 5 words today, and I'm calling this group the digital and relationship words. These are words that were born in the age of social media, and they describe situations or behaviors that are very specific to modern life. Emma, take us into word 11.
Ghosting.
Classic, but we have to include it because so many English learners still are not familiar with this one.
To ghost someone means to suddenly cut off all contact with no explanation. One day you're texting someone every day, maybe it's a friend, a date, or even a coworker, and then suddenly, nothing. They stop responding. They have ghosted you.
You can also say you were ghosted. I went on 2 great dates and then he ghosted me. Or I applied for the job, had 3 interviews, and then they just ghosted me.
Ghosting has become really common in the digital age because it's so easy to just not respond. In person, you actually have to face someone. On a phone, you can just not.
There was a study by researchers at the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships looking at ghosting behavior. They found that somewhere around 25% of people have been ghosted by a close friend or romantic partner at some point. So it's genuinely a widespread phenomenon, not just something that happens to a few people.
It also says something culturally interesting about how we handle discomfort. A lot of people ghost because they want to avoid a difficult conversation. It is easier to disappear than to say, I am not interested.
Which is understandable, but also pretty painful for the person on the receiving end.
Very. Okay, word 12, situationship.
Oh, this is such a good one. A situationship is a romantic connection that is not quite a relationship. You spend time together, you might act like a couple, you have feelings for each other, but you have never officially defined what you are. There's no label, no commitment, no clear direction.
It is the frustrating middle ground between friendship and a real relationship. Are you two together? No, not really. It's kind of a situationship.
The word itself is a blend, situation plus relationship, and it captures something that people have felt for a long time but did not have a word for. And this is one of the most important things vocabulary does. It gives you a word for a thing that already existed.
and suddenly that thing feels real and speakable.
In Spanish, there actually wasn't a clean equivalent for a long time. My Spanish teacher told me that in some regions they say algo, which literally means something, like we have something, which is even vaguer than situationship.
That is so interesting. It shows that the experience is universal, but the vocabulary for it is not equally developed everywhere.
Word 13, main character energy.
This one comes directly from storytelling. In any story, the main character is the most important person. Their life is interesting, things happen to them, they're confident, dynamic, at the center of everything.
So main character energy means behaving as if you are the main character of your own story, living boldly, doing interesting things, not apologizing for taking up space, embracing dramatic or cinematic moments in your everyday life.
If you're walking down a beautiful street and you feel the wind blow through your hair and you think, wow, this feels like a movie, that's main character energy. You're living it.
It can also be used slightly critically. If someone is being too dramatic, too self-centered, making everything about themselves, she is really giving main character energy today. In that context, it is a gentle tease.
But mostly it is used positively. I woke up early, made a great breakfast, went for a run, total main character energy.
There is actually something psychologically interesting here. Research in positive psychology, specifically studies on what Martin Seligman called narrative identity, shows that people who see themselves as the protagonists of their own stories tend to have higher levels of resilience and self-efficacy. They feel more in control of their lives.
So chasing that main character energy is not just a social media trend. There's real science behind why it makes you feel better about yourself.
Okay, word 14, bussin.
Bussin, spelled B-U-S-S-I-N, means really, really good. It is almost exclusively used for food, though it can stretch to other things.
If you take a bite of something incredible, you say, this is bussin. That sandwich is bussin. This is the best pasta I have ever eaten. It is absolutely bussin.
Like Rizz, this word has its roots in AAVE, in African American Vernacular English, and it went massively mainstream through social media. It is one of those words where once you hear it, you kind of get it immediately because of the way it sounds. It feels emphatic, satisfying.
You might also hear bussin' bussin', the word repeated twice, which means it is extremely good. Not just good, outstanding.
I tested this one out. I made crepes last weekend. I am still working on my French cooking alongside my French language studies, and I sent a photo to my friend and said, these crepes are bussin'. He responded with fire emojis, so I feel like I used it correctly.
That is peak adulting and Rizz in one story, by the way. Making crepes is definitely giving main character energy.
I appreciated that. Okay, last one. Word 15, touch grass.
Touch grass. I love this one.
To touch grass means to go outside, to step away from the internet, to reconnect with the real physical world. It is usually used as a suggestion or mild insult directed at someone who is spending too much time online.
If someone is having a massive argument on social media about something very trivial, someone might reply, touch grass, meaning log off, go outside, you need to reconnect with reality.
It can also be self-directed and affectionate. I have been on my phone for 6 hours. I need to touch grass. You are acknowledging that you have gone too deep into the online world and you need a break.
The reason grass is the specific thing you touch is that grass is the most basic, simple outdoor thing. It is just nature. Touching it symbolizes the most fundamental act of being outside in the real world.
There's actually a growing body of research supporting the mental health benefits of being in nature. Dr. Ming Kuo at the University of Illinois has done extensive research on what is called restorative environments, and her studies show that spending even 20 minutes outdoors significantly reduces cortisol, which is the primary stress hormone.
So when someone tells you to touch grass, they are technically giving you solid medical advice.
Backed by science. I genuinely love that.
Okay, let us do a quick review. This is our listener challenge. At the end of every episode, we go back through all 15 words. I give you the definition, and you try to say the word before I do. Ready?
Ready. And listeners, say the word out loud if you can. It helps it stick in your memory. There is actually research by cognitive psychologist Robert Bjork on something he calls retrieval practice, actively pulling information from your memory rather than just reading it or hearing it passively, makes it stay in your long-term memory much more effectively.
Okay. The general emotional atmosphere of a place or person, the invisible mood you feel.
Vibe.
To feel something quietly without making a big deal about it.
Lowkey.
To feel something strongly and openly with no attempt to hide it.
Highkey.
The anxious feeling of thinking others are doing something fun without you.
FOMO. Fear of missing out.
The act of doing responsible adult tasks, usually said with mild dramatic suffering.
Adulting.
To perform something or look so good that you absolutely crushed it.
Slay.
To do exactly what was expected perfectly without missing the mark at all.
Understood the assignment.
A phrase meaning I am being completely honest, this is not an exaggeration.
No cap.
A phrase meaning this reminds me of or this has the energy of.
It is giving.
Natural charm, especially romantic charm, the ability to attract people effortlessly.
Rizz.
To suddenly cut off all contact with someone with no explanation whatsoever.
Ghosting.
A romantic situation that is not quite a relationship. Feelings exist, but there is no official label.
Situationship.
Acting like you are the confident, interesting protagonist of your own life.
Main character energy.
A word mostly used for food, meaning really, really good.
Bussin.
To go outside and reconnect with the real world after too much time online.
Touch grass.
15 for 15. Listeners, how did you do?
If you got all 15, you are already speaking like a modern American. And if you missed a few, that is completely fine. Come back and listen to this episode again tomorrow. Spaced repetition is one of the most powerful tools in language learning.
Actually, one more thought before we close. We want to give you a practical challenge for this week. Try to use at least 3 of these words in real conversations or in writing. You could comment below, write a sentence using one of these words, and we will reply. Using new vocabulary actively, rather than just recognizing it, is what actually moves it from short-term to long-term memory.
And if you have a friend who is also learning English, share this episode with them. You can practice these words together, which is even better.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We genuinely love making this for you.
So subscribe if you have not already, and we will see you in the next one.
Happy learning, everyone!